Hey, how's it going, everyone? Cole here, and today I wanted to give you an inside look into a project that I've been working on. I just finished the basic features on this, and I do intend to add more in the future, but right now I'm basically going to leave this as is. So it's doing all of the core things that I want it to do. So, what is this application? So, this is Ascmii. So, this is a art or picture to ASCII art generator. And there are a lot of resources online that do this exact thing, a lot of libraries that do this exact thing, but I wanted to build my own. So I actually used the ASCII Magic library when I was looking around before I started gathering the requirements for this. That was one of the libraries that kind of stood out to me the most in terms of features. Now, I did run into a few roadblocks using that, and I'll get into that in just a second. But let's show you how this works. So so the idea behind this is when you install it, you run the command ASCME. So for example, ASCME, and then you type in whatever command that you want in terms of the colors and the different output that you can see here. So, but because this is still isolated within the project itself, I'm going to have to do Python ascmii.py, and just for a simple image generation to ASCII, we'll just say, let's see, got one, it's real JPEG, and you run it, and this is what you get. Now, of course, this is way too big, so what I'm going to do, and the reason why it's way too big is because the default for the columns is set to 120. I want it to at least be 100 or below. So I would say, I would use the argument columns, and then I would set that to 100. So as you can see, it's a little bit smaller now, and you can get an idea of the actual picture itself. So if I wanted to add some additional features here, so for example, we'll run the same thing, set it to 100 columns. Let's say that I want to set every single character within the ASCII art to let's see, an ampersand. We'll do that. And I believe I actually have to pass it as a string. Yes, I have to pass it as a string. So that would be char. Here's my string, here's an ampersand. And then you have ASCII art that's all in ampersands. So pretty cool. So here's where this was getting interesting. This is the problem that I ran into previously. So in ASCII Magic, there is a built-in, I believe it's a built-in function. Let's check here. It's in the toASCII object. Yeah, it's front and back. And of course, you have to have it imported, right? And the example here shows back imported. So this is actually utilizing Colorama. And if I remember correctly, Colorama actually comes with this library. It comes with this package. So when you set your virtual environment and install this, Colorama comes with this. Now, I didn't know that. Now, it does say somewhere up here, thanks to Colorama, it's compatible with the Windows terminal. There's your key thing right there. That's what I was having trouble with. The feature of back and front utilizing Colorama within this package, the way that this was coded out, it did not work for me. In fact, I'll show you exactly what it did. So if I go to my code here, let's go to the top, and just so we don't set these. We're going to erase that, and we're going to say front. Actually, you know what? We'll just do... No, we'll do both. We'll do front and back. So now, if I go down to the section that actually controls that, which is here, as you can see, I've got fore and back. That was the solution for it. But now, we're going to do front, and then back stays the same. So now when I run this, watch this. And I know I haven't showed you the front and back. So it's basically to set the foreground and the background. And as you can see here in this example, it sets the background color to blue. Well, what I was running into, and you'll see here, is when I say front equals green, it does this. It adds the text along with the ASCII art, and I tried everything I could think of to figure out how to solve that problem. And somewhere down the line, I realized that some of it has something to do with how some of these terminals process color. And I tested different terminals, right? I've got, I think I've got Alacrity on this machine to test and see if I could just print text to color. And of course that would work. And I'm pretty sure I did it here on the Windows terminal as well. But this feature for this library, ASCII Magic, I could not get it to work. So what I ended up doing is did some research and found Colorama. And this is pretty funny, you're gonna love this. So Colorama makes ANSI escape character sequences for producing colored terminal text and cursor positioning work under Microsoft Windows. And as you can see in, where's it at here? Here it is. Initialization, if the only thing you want from Colorama is to get ANSI escapes to work on Windows, then run from Colorama, import just fix Windows console. I thought that was funny. But anyway, yeah, so that's what I ran into. So going back to this, the solution to this problem temporarily until I can find something within ASCII Magic to make it work, I set this for Colorama. I use the imports via Colorama. So go to the top here, and then we're going to get rid of front and back. Those stay the same. Now we're going to say fore and then back. And we're going to go back to the section of the code that actually controls that. Back stays the same. The only thing that does not stay the same is front, because in Colorama it's fore. Now get this, and I should have showed you this with ASCII Magic. Actually, I can show you in the repository. So these are the only available colors that you have for this: black, red, green, yellow, blue, magenta, cyan, and white. However, Colorama offers a wide variety, and you'll see here, if I do fore dot, you get all these colors here. Look at this. Bam. I've got light red, light yellow, reset, like, and of course we get into some variables and properties there. But anyway, you get the idea. So now let's see this in action. So when I did this, and I swore that it wouldn't work, I was like, there's nothing that's going to work for Windows Terminal because it's Windows, right? Wrong. So now, if I go here, run the same command with front green, which this is going to be the foreground, we get that. Bam. And then, so let's do the alternative here. Let's do background. So if I say back equals green, it's very ugly. It's more like a yellow. that is the output. So it's still pretty cool. And what I'll probably do at some point, not that this is top priority, add an additional section here for the documentation, or the help section, to where you can see what colors are actually available within the command line. So let's try red for just a second, see how that looks. Looks just as terrible as I thought it would be. One more for giggles. We'll do blue. Okay, that's a little bit easier on the eyes. But anyway, you get the idea. So it converts art to ASCII, and there's a wide variety of options here, utilizing the ASCII Magic library. But anyway, if you want to check this out, you can check it out at my GitHub at github.com/Michael Cole Young, and I believe it is /AskMe. Oh, and the idea behind the Ascmii is it's a play on the word ASCII, but it's like, when people say, I don't know if you've ever had anybody do this to you. It's like when somebody wants a beer or something, you say beer me, right? And somebody go gets a beer. So this is the idea that I had behind that. So ASCMI. So ASCMI, and then the commands, and then you get whatever you'd like. But anyway, I hope that you enjoyed that. If you like these type of videos, be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.